Welcome back to Autistically Accurate and My Pensieve. I bet you're gonna like it. My Pensieve episode 24. The Deep State, Power, Public Control, and Sustained Influence. The concept of the deep state, an alleged secretive and entrenched layer of government, conjures ideas of clandestine power, control, and long-term influence that operates beneath the surface of public institutions. While much discussion about the deep state centers around the United States, there is growing speculation about similar structures existing in other global superpowers like China or Russia. These states, operating from within their own cultural and political frameworks, are thought to manage their respective societies while sharing core operational traits with the U.S. deep state. At the heart of the deep state lies the notion that its members, those within its shadowy ranks, are not only controlling the visible government but are also deeply invested in preserving and advancing their own interests, which often overlap with national interests. They manipulate economies, shape policies, and ensure that global dominance remains under their control, all while staying out of sight. Yet, there are complexities about how the deep state interacts with the broader populace and external threats. The deep state and the public. Despite its perceived secrecy and aloofness, the deep state cannot afford to entirely ignore the welfare of the general population. The public is not disposable. Rather, the health and stability of the masses are integral to the success and continuation of the deep state's agenda. This relationship is symbiotic. While the deep state controls from behind the scenes, the population remains the engine that drives the economy, the military, and the state's international influence. This complex relationship between the deep state and the outsider public mirrors a dynamic of patricians and plebeians. Deep state members, like the ancient Roman elites, may view themselves as inherently superior, not because of wealth or education alone but because they are initiated into the shadowy truths and responsibilities that outsiders are blind to. Even a wealthy and educated individual from outside the deep state, no matter their standing, lacks the deeper knowledge and influence that comes with being part of this exclusive cadre. It is the initiation, the understanding of the underlying power structures, and adherence to the hidden codes that separate deep state members from the rest of society. Public health and stability is a strategic priority. Keeping the public healthy and content is not merely an act of altruism, it is a deliberate strategy. A discontent or unhealthy populace risks destabilizing the very foundations on which the deep state's power rests. Without a functioning economy, a stable social structure, and a productive workforce, even the most powerful shadow government would find itself weakened. The outsider public, those who are unaware of the deep state's existence or operations, still form the bedrock of economic productivity, military strength, and the legitimacy of the visible government. Key to this is ensuring that a significant portion of the public is not only healthy but also content enough not to question the status quo. When basic needs are met, and when there is the appearance of opportunity, individuals are less likely to rebel, protest, or critically analyze the system they live in. The deep state benefits from maintaining a healthy balance, offering just enough social stability and economic prosperity to prevent large-scale dissatisfaction. Manipulating public perception. This is where the deep state's mastery of manipulation comes into play. By controlling narratives through media, entertainment, and social institutions, the elite can foster an illusion of autonomy and freedom while quietly maintaining the structures of control. Healthcare, education, employment, these are all tools for ensuring public compliance and contentment. Ensuring access to healthcare, for example, is not simply about the well-being of individuals but serves as a means to control the population's productivity and resilience. The deep state uses psychological manipulation to maintain its power over the population. By keeping people content, entertained, and minimally questioning, they ensure that the population remains pacified. This strategy allows the deep state to avoid large-scale revolts or disruptions to their hidden control over the visible government. Facing external threats, the realpolitik of survival. The deep state is far from being in denial about external existential threats. Carrington events, global pandemics, economic collapse, or other large-scale disasters could affect their control just as much as anyone else. The deep state is more likely than the public to be acutely aware of such threats and prepared to combat or mitigate them. In this way, they actively prepare for and adapt to these challenges while often downplaying or silencing public concerns to avoid panic. The illusion of safety and control must be maintained, even if the elite are privately preparing for contingencies. However, when it comes to rival deep states, those potentially operating within other global superpowers, there exists a more complicated relationship. Do deep states go to war with one another? Likely, they engage in covert forms of conflict, proxy wars, economic sanctions, cyber attacks, and clandestine operations. While the visible governments may clash openly, the hidden powers behind them fight a subtler battle for dominance. These conflicts would reflect the same strategic concerns, though shaped by cultural, national, and historical perspectives. Deep states in different nations likely behave similarly to one another, given the shared human impulses for control, survival, and power. However, they're filtered through the unique lenses of their respective societies. New blood and the continuation of the elite. Another critical consideration for the deep state is the need for fresh blood, outsiders who are tested, initiated, and eventually brought into the fold. This serves to maintain both the genetic health of the elite bloodlines and the intellectual and strategic vitality of the organization. By carefully selecting and grooming new members, the deep state ensures it remains adaptable and innovative, with fresh perspectives that can strengthen its overall control. These new members may be tested through rigorous trials, challenged to prove their loyalty, capability, and willingness to conform to the deep state's strict code of conduct. Once accepted, they may marry into the bloodlines of veteran members, helping to keep the elite physically and mentally strong for future generations. Conclusion. In many ways, the deep state represents the pinnacle of realpolitik, the ruthless pursuit of power, control, and survival. It operates quietly, often unseen, and leverages the health and stability of the public for its long-term agenda. The populace, while largely unaware of its existence, is not disposable. It is the foundation upon which the deep state's influence rests. Through manipulation, strategic foresight, and careful management of both external threats and internal stability, the deep state ensures its continuation. While the idea of the deep state often carries a sense of conspiracy, it also reflects a deeper understanding of how power works in human societies. Those who are initiated into its ranks, either through birth or selection, come to see the world not as divided between rich and poor or educated and uneducated but between those who know and those who do not. And in this divide lies the true difference between control and subjugation, between patricians and plebeians, between those who pull the strings and those who merely dance to the tune. The hidden hand. In shadows deep, where secrets lie, the masters watch with careful eye. A world unfolds, unseen, unknown, where whispers shape the mighty throne. Behind the veil, the powers play a hidden hand in light of day. They speak of freedom, laws, and trust. But truth remains in smoke and dust. The public moves, content, at ease, kept healthy with the slightest tease. They work, they toil, with heads held high, unaware beneath the sky. For what is life but strings and show? And who decides which way winds blow? Not they, the ones who work the land, but those who steer with silent hand. The patricians rise, the plebs they use. A game they play, a life to choose. But all are bound within the thread. The path unknown, where shadows tread. New blood must come, the line renewed. A test of fire, harsh and shrewd. For those who pass, the gates unfold. A world of power, fierce and bold. So breathe the smoke, but do not trust. For even ash returns to dust. The deep remains, untouched, secure. A secret world, silent and pure. Thank you for watching this presentation. I'm confident I will compose and upload more regularly now that I have an AI reciting my script of saved philosophical commentary posts for your edutainment. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos and channel to everyone you believe will appreciate such serendipitously informative content.